Welcome to Welbeck Colliery Cricket Club for the first game of the season. Unfortunately, at this present moment in time, with 40 minutes to go before the start of play, the rain is falling. Covers are on the field, both teams have started their warm-up, both teams are virtually at full strength from what they would have expected to be. We're hopeful that the game will go on. The clouds are breaking up a little bit as I look around now.
It's 12:05 here for the first game at the North Notts Premier League. The umpires have just stepped out, and as you can see from behind me, it's still raining. They're just inspecting underneath the covers, having a look, and to make a decision to see whether the game can actually get on.
I'm stood on the balcony at Welbeck Colliery Cricket Club, talking to Welbeck's new overseas cricketer for this year, Ollie Pringle. What are your goals and expectations here at Welbeck?
Oh, obviously it'd be good to get the team through a few wins early doors. It's always good to start off well, and then keep that run of form going, hopefully, and get amongst it and see how it goes.
Have you set yourself any targets? Number of wickets, number of runs?
I've been told by the guy I live with that in his last season he took 49 wickets in the league. So he kind of said you've got to get to 50, but I don't know how that'll go, and we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
So you will get, if I can get some interviews, I will send them in, definitely.
Great.
So what sort of facilities can you offer? I mean, what sort of age groups do you cover, and what else goes on here, really?
Well, every age group. We start cricket at a very young age. It's exciting times here because we've employed now a full-time cricket development manager, Martin Dobson. He's going in all the local schools now, junior schools, senior schools, and we're sort of identifying these lads who are showing talent and want to improve the cricket. They can come down here on a Friday night. We're trying to achieve an academy. We're looking to get an under-18 cricket academy down here for all these kids. And basically we've got all the coaches here in place. As you say, the facilities are fantastic, and sport's a great game for the kids. And you know, this is what we're after, and we're just pushing it all the way. And with your involvement, it's great because we're getting a bit more publicity. We want to tell people what we're doing, and I just think it's exciting times.
Well, hopefully here at Welbeck Colliery Cricket Club at the John Fretwell Sports Centre, you can see behind me that things are now beginning to happen. The covers are being removed. Both teams are back out on the field going through some warm-ups. They're hoping to toss up within the next 10 minutes, and hopefully we should get underway by 1:15. If we get away by 1:15 and there's no more rain, they will be looking at playing something like a 40 over game. I'm just going over to the score box now. We've found out that Welbeck have won the toss and will bat. So I'm just going out to try and find from the scorers who will be opening the batting for Welbeck and who will be opening the bowling for the Notts Academy. George 57. Welcome to the John Fretwell Sports Centre, where unfortunately no play has been possible as yet. The clouds have now broken, the toss has been made. Martin Dobson won the toss for Welbeck and elected to bat. We are now just waiting for the two Welbeck batsmen, Martin Dobson and his opening partner, to go out to bat, which would be Adam Burgess. The Notts Academy have just taken the field and we are due to get underway within the next 2 minutes, and this will be, weather permitting, a 44 over game.
Jake Ball. Jake, here we are today at Welbeck, first game of the season. How does it feel to actually get started?
Feels good. Had a bit of rain about this morning, but it's good to get out. The sun's shining now, so it'd be nice to get out there and hopefully have a good bowl later on.
Good bowl. Are you right arm, left arm?
Right arm bowler.
What speed are you?
I try to get above 80. Anything above 80, I'm happy.
So that's fast, is it?
It's all right. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Tell us about your cricketing career so far.
Well, I started here at Welbeck when I was a young kid, and I worked my way up the setup, and I found my way in the Notts first team now, which is a very good achievement for me.
How often do you get to play for the Notts first team?
Well, at the moment I'm more 40 over cricket and 2020 cricket. I'm trying hard to get in the 4-day side. It's going to be difficult with the team that we've got, but I'm really looking forward to the challenge this season of pushing my way into that side.
George Baker was on a hat-trick. First ball was a good length ball pushed back into the field with no run. Baker comes in now and bowls. A good Yorker dug out by Jonathan Ball with no run. We're in the 10th over. Welbeck are 36 for 4. The weather seems to have brightened up a little bit. There is an awful lot of work to do for Welbeck if they're to post a reasonable total. Since you were last with us, there have been 2 more wickets, and Luke Wood this time was on a hat-trick. So both opening bowlers have been on a hat-trick. Jake Ball was caught first ball, Luke Wood bounced him, he pulled it down to deep fine leg, where it was a good catch taken. They took a single, which meant that Jonathan Ball was on strike for the hat-trick. And I would think it's quite unusual, because Jonathan Ball has now faced 2 hat-trick deliveries. From Welbeck's point of view, he's managed to keep them both out. The clouds are beginning to gather again, and I think there will be a conflict of interest. I would think Welbeck would be looking to the clouds in hope, and I would think the Academy are looking into the clouds, hoping they go round the ground. But in the 15th over, Welbeck are now 50 for 6. The same 2 bowlers have bowled unchanged since the start of the innings. This is David Dobson at the Welbeck and Notts Academy game.
Yeah, well, clearly we're not doing so well. We're what are we, 67 for 6? So we're sort of up against it a little bit. We've not helped ourselves. I think quite a few of us have not played particularly great shots, and we're sort of back to the wall a little bit now. We need to make sure that we can post some sort of a total that we can bowl at.
So who are you counting on now then? Is it
Well,
the bowlers or the remaining batsmen?
Yeah, there's still a couple of batters left to come. We bat quite deep, which is fortunate because we're going to need them. But the 2 guys that are out there now are both very capable, and they're sort of they're getting themselves in. Touch wood, and we've got a couple of guys left that are more than capable of chipping in and getting us to a total that hopefully we can defend.
Chris from Notts Academy, you're the coach, I understand.
I'm the academy director. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite an interesting league this year. Rolls-Royce have come up and they've recruited some strong players. I mean, there's 3, 4, 5 teams I think that can win the league. I said, Cuckney, who won it last year, are always competitive, as are the West Indies Cavaliers.
I've been trying to understand how the points go, for win-wins and draws. It's all very exciting, isn't it? Do you think this actually makes the game more exciting?
I think there's merit for having winning draws and losing draws, certainly at club level. I mean, personally, I'd like to see a straight win, because I think that's what the guys have to, from my perspective, the academy guys will aspire to go on and play one-day cricket at professional level. And I think a continuity of rules would be good from my perspective. But I can understand why the leagues have winning draws and losing draws.
It's David Rose, Radio Mansfield Sport. Thank you very much.
The two professionals, Tom New, the former Leicestershire batsman, and Sunish Fernando, are batting really well at the moment, although there's a good attack at them with both Orson Nurse and David France bowling spin at the two batsmen. Unfortunately, as I said, the rain has ceased play. I suspect strongly that they might take tea now, and if they do that, that's fine, and we can get the game in after the rain showers. So it's 110 for 2 after 30 overs here. It's Chris Revel for 103.2 at Hosiery Mills versus Cuckney. David's just moving fine leg round a few yards as he prepares to bowl this next ball. Tony, I've got young David France with me today. He's bowled superbly in the Mansfield Hosiery Mills innings. David, you must be pleased with that.
Yeah, it's brilliant team performance, to be honest with you. I think we got the wrong end of the stick really with the toss. It was a wet outfield, wet ball, and to be honest with you, the batsman batted really well, Sudesh and Matt New. So Tom New, sorry.
Yeah, Tom New got 41, Sudesh about, I think it was about 70 not out. 180 you're chasing down. You're going to probably have about 25, 27 overs to do that. You fancy your chances to get them?
Definitely. Look at the side that we've got. I mean, we've got real top quality batsmen, so up there is the best batsman in the league really, so won't put anything past this side.
No, obviously last year that was the sort of totals you were chasing down quite comfortably. How have you found playing Premier League cricket?
Well, it's different really, coming down from Division 1, which I was playing last year, but yeah, I think I took to it really well, comfortable fitting with the side really.
And you look pretty confident out there.
Yeah, definitely. You just got to try your best and just do the best for the team really.
Very attacking field today, haven't they, really? With Tom New standing up to the wicket, even to the pace bowlers.
Yeah, we've got Matt Wright coming in right arm over, who opened the bowling. We're now into the third over of the game. So in comes Wright. And just back of a length, and Will Root, brother of Joe Root, playing for Yorkshire in England, has just played and missed at that one, and Tom New's looking very accomplished behind the stumps, as you'd expect of a former Leicestershire first class cricketer.
Obviously, with being an ex-professional, you can tell, standing up right behind the stumps to your pace bowling makes it a very attacking way of going about things. He's going to bowl. This time it's full. He plays it off his legs through mid-wicket. And that's two runs. And we're now up to 9 without loss off of 2 overs.
So it's Carl Garside to continue from the pavilion end, bowling to Will Root, who's backing across, playing off his back foot to a ball there, straight at the stumps. It's certainly Hosiery Mills are certainly keeping the strike rate down. They're bowling very tidily, and it's a run rate of just over 2 and over. Cuckney do need to soon start thinking about pressing on.
So we know they can press on. They've done very well in 2020 formats over the last couple of years, and I think that they'll have to employ that tactic later on in the game. He's coming into ball yet again against Root. He pushes it back. That's a good shot off his back foot, pushing it through point. There is cover on the point boundary, who's straight into the keeper. That's 1 run. Now we've got the big South African back on strike now. Hoping to try and open his shoulders up a little bit more. He pushes it back again. There's only 1 run off this over so far. It's a very slow start for Cuckney.
So Richard Stroh has a very noticeable crouch in his setup. Looking, oh, that's an aggressive shot, and that's straight down the ground and well cut off there by somebody who I can't see who it is. But excellent stop there on the boundary, keeping them to 1 run. So despite that fine crack, only the 1 run.
With only 2 runs off that over, it's a very tight over overall. Only 14 for no loss off 6 overs. Cuckney are chasing 181 with, we're assuming, around about 24 overs. So Mansfield Hosiery Mills have got to bowl tight. They're looking to stop the runs because they're going to have to chase him, really. So you're going to be bowling tight, stump to stump, hoping that Cuckney will make a mistake as they're chasing hard. Is that how you view the run chase?
Yeah, certainly from a fielding perspective, that's clearly what they're trying to do. Whereas Cuckney have got this stable base at the moment, 23 runs now off the overs, 7 overs gone. So they'll be looking to accelerate on very shortly, I would imagine.
And we're now 26 off nearly 8 overs, which is a very slow run rate when you look at it. But they'll start kicking on very soon, I'm very sure.
On a drinks break, they're having a drink during the Cuckney innings. The current total is 36 without loss. They're going to get about 19 or 20 overs when they resume after drinks to try and chase down this 180. So they'll have about 145 runs to get in that 19 or 20 overs. So that's about 7.5 an over. That's going to take some doing, but they're certainly going to give it a go, I think. Yeah, I've got KC from Mansfield Hosiery Mills with me, Tony. KC, interesting game today, and 180. Is that a par score, or do you think you've got enough there?
I think we got enough score on the board because we were thinking about 200 this time, so it's 41 over game, so we thought, okay, 200 is enough score, but 180 conditions suit for us, like, bowling we can defend that total, so we think it's a competitive score.
Yeah, runs on the board, as they say, scoreboard pressure. Certainly Cuckney are a side capable of getting that score.
they're the one who had the pressure on because they are defending champions, so they had to go for it. So because we got enough bowlers to defend the runs, so I think it's a formidable total for us actually to get in there. So they bat really well at the end. So and myself, just last minute bit of cameo.
Yeah, you must have enjoyed that fall back over the bowler's head.
Yeah, I always enjoy batting against spinners. Anyway, that's why I brought up from Sri Lanka. So at the end, it's paid the price.
Having been to Sri Lanka, the conditions are slightly different today here than what you'd experience at home.
Yeah, it was like when I was first over here 10 years ago. Its conditions are similar to today. So I think I've been used to it actually because I've been here playing 10 years of cricket. So, condition I always expect this time of the year. So I think it's a 41 over game for conditions we had today. So I think we have done really well.
I think it's going to be a very interesting second half to the game. Thanks for spending a bit of time talking to us, and best of luck in the second half of the game.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, Cuckney are 62 without loss. Tony, chasing that 180 set by the Millers earlier in the day.
Yeah, the batsmen now got themselves in, they've got their eye in, they're now opening their shoulders to try and chase down that target.
Yeah, and Cuckney have just lost their first wicket, Tony, of the evening. That of Will Root, who was going really well. That's brought Nick Langford to the crease, who's joined Richard Stroh. The current score is 96 for 1. The Hosiery Mills captain, Matt New, is bowling, and bowling a really tight line, difficult to get away. The run rate needed now is around 9 and over. There are 9 overs left at the end of this over, and Cuckney will need around 85 runs to win the game.
The two openers were batting well, they were going well, they were really starting to pick up the pace, pick up the runs. Now with the new batsman in, they're going to have to build, start afresh, and I don't think they've got that many overs to do that in.
Tony, I've got Orson Nurse with me, the Cuckney left arm over spinner. Orson, your debut for Cuckney today, and a pretty impressive one at that.
Well, I wouldn't really call it pretty impressive because I didn't really bowl particularly well. But we've got a long season ahead of us, so I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in and do it for the Cookers. So.
For the Cookers, okay, I like that. Great catch to get rid of the opening bat there, Gareth Curtis. Talk me through that.
Well, when you're at gully, it's all about instincts, isn't it? And I've always been good when it comes to being in the outfield. So I've just got to do what I've got to do and support the bowlers. So it's part of a team effort, really.
I've watched you play a few times for West Indian Cavs. What made you make the move over to Cuckney?
Well, one, they're more organised. They're a club that's going places. Really good setup, good youth system. So I just thought, you know what? Let me just go and share some of my experience with the guys, and I just like the whole development part of it. So, part of the main reason to come to Cuckney.
And today's game, 181 to chase down. I think you're going to get probably about 30 overs to do that. You think you can do that?
Bat decent. We've got a plan, so we would work according to that plan. And then if the plan changes, then we bat according to that. But 180, gettable, I think.
Cuckney are 132 for 1. They've got 5 overs to get the last 49 runs that they need. Richard Stroh, the opening batsman, who's played a couple of sublime reverse sweeps, has just reached his 50. He's moved on to 54. As I said earlier, he's been joined by Nick Langford, who has reached double figures very quickly. 49 off the last 5 overs. It's going to be an incredible climax, Gary.
It certainly is. They're playing within themselves. They're still sticking with the run rate. They're not leaving themselves too much to catch up with at the end. You know, they've got wickets in hand if they do need to really push on. But they are batting very well and very comfortable by the look of it as well.
Yeah, just a couple of boundaries needed each over, Tony, to make this work for Cuckney. And at the moment, that's what they're doing. Having said that, Matt Wright and Matt New are both bowling tightly and really giving their all. So it's going to be a thrilling end to this game. I'm looking forward to watching it. 133 for 1 as we speak. 5 overs left, less a couple of balls, and 181 the target. Chris Revel and Gary Farmer for Mansfield 103.2 at the Fieldings. So the final points tally here, Tony, 16 points for the champions Cuckney, 2 points for the Millers, and a really good game that everyone's thoroughly enjoyed, and a victory for Cuckney by 9 wickets. Well, that was a really fantastic run chase, 181 off 28 overs or so. You must be really pleased with that result.
Yeah, really pleased actually, because I thought we pulled a short straw today when we lost the toss, and obviously only having 28, or I think it was 27 overs in the end to knock off 180 when they've batted for 41 was a great achievement, you know.
And there was some steady batting at the start. Will Root with an important 41 that give you the foundation to go and get those runs, and then we saw some really explosive stuff from Strohy and from this man on my right now, Nick Langford.
Yeah, I mean, Langers has not been hitting the ball that well in the nets, and I thought, should we stick him in? You know, I'm only joking. He's, you know, and Langers is an awesome player, and you know, he's proved it today. I think he's got, I'm not sure what he got there, 50 odd off 20 odd balls, you know, and that's what makes him who he is. He's obviously fighting to try and get a cricket contract, and I don't think anybody deserves it more than him. Nick,
you must have enjoyed that. Former Miller yourself. 52 off 30 balls was your final tally. First of all, you pulled up with an ankle. I've just had a look at it. Don't look too good. How's it feeling?
Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with it, to be fair. It's a bit of a recurring problem I've had for a while now. So you know, it's just one of them where you just got to dig in and try and get through. And luckily enough, today we did.
I think in the end you decided not to do too much running, because the ball kept disappearing everywhere for 6s and 4s to get you and your team home.
Yeah, that was the case. I took a decision with sort of, well, as soon as I'd done it really, to go big if it was there, and luckily it came off today.
Tremendous victory for you, Cuckney boys. Well done, and best of luck next week.
Well, to be honest, it's been a very, very long day. The guys have worked extremely hard. The thing that helped, that the weather, typically starting cricket weather, 1 minute raining, next minute it was hailstoning, next minute great sunshine, and then one of the side screens blows over. You know, we've had almost everything happen. The guys actually did very, very well. There was a fair bit of panic just before the programme started, because some games that we thought were going to begin didn't begin, and all in all, it was a great baptism of fire. I think we learned how much more we've got to do to get it really right, and perhaps that's the biggest key to the whole thing.